Yeah, so firstly, it's having a lot of self-compassion. Oftentimes when, especially, people who becoming aware of their reactivity, and we all have reactive nature. Reactivity can be obviously shouting. That's what we typically think is reactivity, or like losing a temper, but it also can be pulling back, withdrawing. So that's my natural response. I don't lash out, I completely pull back, and that's a reactive behavior, and that makes other people feel like they've done something wrong. In the meantime, it's obviously my internal process. So without having that awareness, it can be really difficult for people to understand you. So the first step is awareness. And once you've got an awareness, then it's just having a lot of self-compassion. Because if you've been reactive your entire life, you've been feeding that emotion for 30, 40 years with all your energy, it's not an overnight task to take the energy out of it and change it. So even that, just giving yourself compassion is great. And then obviously observing the situations and choosing to behave differently. But I would say awareness and self-compassion is the key to really start changing any emotional behavior.
I love the heightening of the self-compassion and like really driving that home because I do think that and I also love that you brought up the whole we're all just like big kids running around and we're all just our 7-year-old selves trying to figure it out as we go along because I don't think many of us realize just how impactful those experiences of our childhood may have been and something that may have happened to you at 5 years old that when you think about it now, you're like, yeah, that was no big deal. But 5 year old you is angry. And it feels like no big deal to you as an adult because you've been, as you said, feeding that same pathway for your entire life at this point. And when it comes to self compassion, I think that's a key factor that sometimes is missing because we're so hard on ourselves, which feeds back into whatever that story was from when we were children. It's like, oh, well, yeah, I really am too emotional, or maybe I really am like a crybaby. That was one of the things I got when I was a child because I was like really in tune with my emotions. So when you're giving maybe a presentation, and if you weren't heard when you were a child and you feel like you're not being listened to in the workspace, that same reaction comes